Hola amigos, Ghost here, and today we return to the Rise of Minecraftia. Last episode was the mid-season trailer, and today is episode 17, The Foundations of a Republic. And in this episode, me, Consul Augustus, will give you a grand tour of everything that has been built and created since the trailer and in the previous actual episode of episode 15. I will be not using my armor or anything, but first, look at the grand map of our country. As you can see, the main plaza and the main city is there, as well as the surrounding wall of our country that is almost fully built. It's been a long time. I started that wall almost 2 months ago, and it's nearly fully complete, with only a small portion left to do. If you notice the big circle, I'll talk about that in a little bit, and if you see the square there, I'll talk about that as well. But yeah, let's get to it. So, if you see in front of you, the main plaza, a lot has changed. The 4 beacons set up in almost the exact middle of our lake. Uh, the lily pads that make pathways, sugarcane. My house is stated just about the same, besides the little fire person totem that's on top of my house. If we over here, we have a wall, the signs of basically famous quotes of our nation, of fellow citizens and consuls alike, as well as the old rules, the people that live here. Some over here, chests for the signs, the newly updated nether portal here, a newly updated realm area for the community. Mine, Suvi's house has gotten an upgrade. It's, as you can see from up here, it's pretty big. It's got even bigger. I'll even show you. Ham's house has also increased significantly since the last time you all been here. I'll try to show y'all basically all that's new. First, this. Ham and Suvi actually have a actual link between their houses now. And that old little shack we created way long ago has been used for a new purpose. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is just the same room, same old. But it's what you come up here to see a bigger room. He has now 2 enchantment tables here and a lot more space to see. And we'll just go up here real quick to just show you a bigger view. Of course, he has this, and if you notice, this giant Roman/medieval castle, that is due to a new recent addition to our grand community and republic. A friend of Ham's and a friend of mine now, in terms of being part of our community. He has a pretty good at building designs, and it looks pretty amazing. That's used to be where the shack between Suvi and Ham's house used to be. And if you look just a bit at your view, Emily's house has expanded, slightly improved. She's had forests, little forest to the around it, and yeah. So let's head back down to show you Ham's house. If I can get down there. So, if we go through here, you go right to his bedroom, which is not fully complete. As you can see, there's a opening. Granted, he might keep this because he has slime blocks down there. But yeah, he's expanded it and is still making it bigger. He has one of his villagers here. If you go down here, it's expanded even more. I kind of like it. It's pretty nice. He's also made this little thing for like disco parties, sort of, since he's collected every single disc in the game now. And here's just more of the space, basically, and another entrance to his tree, which has grown taller since last time we were on. We have our daily cookie dispenser with cocoa beans, since we have a small amount of cocoa beans and jungle wood. We have all that. This is Ace's house. It has changed incredibly since last time. He has a cattle area. His inside, he redecorates here often. This leads to his mine, which is massive, like Suvi's little back area. Basically, a little guest room, and his upper rooms, and his bedroom is over here, in there. And then if we go up here, he has his shroom houses that he has created, which are pretty decent if I put my 2 cents in. And then right here we got Ham's face and my ghost symbol, basically. My house hasn't changed, so there's no point to showing you anything there. I'm not much one to remodel, usually. So the next thing I will show y'all is most likely Ninja's house, who is the person you saw the giant castle. I'm not gonna go in depth, but basically it's a very big build. The way to get in it is like this. But basically it has multiple floors, multiple areas. Just he's still working on it, but it's just beautiful, to be honest. He did a very amazing job with it, and I'm looking forward to what else he creates. He's also made this like little river thing, leads down, which is quite impressive, I must say. And actually, it was just Godanis. This also leads to our barracks, which I don't believe showed up in the trailer that came out. So yeah, this is for our soldiers. It's not fully built yet, as we need to put the armor and the supplies within it. But I believe it's a pretty good design. I helped Ham build it, but it was his design. Let me close those and do that. But yeah, that is that. We have his cactus farm, sheep farm, our automatic farms still are here. We have a work in progress. I believe it's an iron golem spawner, not spawner. I forget what it's called, but it's basically used for iron golem resources. The railroad is built, but I'm probably going to reconstruct it later. This is one of Badger's builds. I will show you guys his Badger and Ryan stuff. As you saw in the main trailer, you saw the main gate, which I'll quickly go over there real quick, just to show you the main gate of the country. For those who may have not noticed it in the trailer or in the one stream I had just on Christmas Day, I believe. So bam, this is what it looks like on this side, and this is what it looks like on this side. And the wall spreads around this entire river, goes along the coast of the swamp lake, goes along the river up north towards the harbor, all that jazz and more. It's almost done. Once it's done, I'll probably have either a short episode or a live stream showing basically it all off. But yeah, as we get back, besides showing off what is new and what has basically been built in our glorious republic, I will also be showing off our legislation, our pieces, our bills, our laws, basically everything we have created from our government. And we have our constitution, the Bill of Economics, a lawyer bill of sorts, and a few other laws, and one that's actually 3 that are being worked on as I speak from this episode, which will most likely come out in a day after this recording. So if we go over here, we now have an entranceway. We used to not have this. This is one of our soldiers that isn't, well, human. He's our golem, of course. And if we go past here, there's a bunch of trees, but it's really the meat, really other things back through here that are really impressive. Here is a bunch of farms of different types. for cocoa beans, for these type of trees, for vines, for bamboo, for sugar cane, certain types of pumpkins or a watermelon, I believe, and the mint, as we call it, which basically helps us create a bunch of gold that we can't gain access to very quickly if we need it. Then again, it creates a bunch of lag here and there. But when we use it, it helps us get more gold. Here's just some sheep farm and another automatic farm. This is basic, and you'll see in another episode, most likely, but this is Ryan and AK's house. They are brothers and former members of Suvi's Minecraft series. So this is their house. It's pretty good. Over here is Ryan's bedroom. With down here, they're villagers that they're using for books and other things. Oop. Over here is AK's room with a bunch of flags and such. Going up this way leads another way towards my house, so that if they ever need to get to my house to ask me something, they can. See? Bam. Oh yeah, might as well, before I go back over there, this is another recent addition, Ace. Ace's friend. Captain, as I call him. He joined just recently, and he's created a pretty decent place. A good pool, decent building, a decent farm of different animals and crops. Pretty nice, to be honest. He also built this nice little bridge that leads to Emily's house. Which I gotta say, and he also said the bridge to Terabithia, which, if none of y'all know, that's a childhood movie and a book, I think. It's funny. It's a funny reference. I feel old for knowing that reference, but still. And in the chat, if you notice, there's a few other people on, but they're not speaking. That's because they're in a different party, as I am doing this solo recording for the most part. And yeah, they have other buildings they're planning on and such. And they are working on one of the recent bills, since they are senators in our republic. They also have this farm house here that is for cattle and other things. They're still putting it. And right here, if you notice, is the totem of the teddy bear gang, or the house of Ursa, which is Latin for bear. So it's kind of cool. I dig it. This is Ace's old mansion looking thing that he built. Now it's for the teddy bear gang, the lawyer firm, as they call. It's a clan. It's a little joke thing, kind of like Ham's fake cult. There's a little campfire, a bunch of platforms in the trees. Badger actually made a bunch of these platforms. Badger also made the thing. He also has these farms here and here. He also has his house, which he's remodeled about 4 fucking times now, which is hilarious, to be honest. There's Emily's bookshop store, which she sells books. If I go up here, you'll see, just like the Ewoks from Star Wars, they have a bunch of little houses up here just for them and stuff to store crap. If we go over here real quick, you can see the this is Badger's storage house, but over here you can see the apartment complex that once was Emily and Badger's old home has turned into an apartment complex that Suvi is currently building. And to be honest, it looks pretty good. It's pretty impressive, I must say. We'll go over there soon, but might as well go over to talk about 2 of the major projects that I am currently working on this series. Both on and off screen, as well as when I am not busy with college. So, this, if you noticed this, you may have saw this in the trailer, and you may have heard me reference building a coliseum in the previous episode. This is the beginnings of my magnum opus, the glorious Coliseum of Minecraftia. I will be soon building this. It's going to be made out of stone brick, a smooth stone, different types of terracotta, wool, marble quartz of both pillar, bricks, and regular. It's gonna be my most ambitious project that I hope becomes probably the best thing on the server. No, and there's a lot of good things on the server, but I wanted to try to make it the best thing. Over here is AK's X. It's more of like a little poem kind of thing. To adapt to survive, much like the water turns lava to obsidian, while the lava turns water to cobblestone. A pretty interesting quote, I guess. And you see the wall right here is being under constructed, and over here as well. And if you notice, what is this thing made of quartz? Well, originally this was an island, which it still is. Well, at least somewhat. I did get rid of a portion of it. If you notice how that thin area right there is. But I'm making basically our version of the the lighthouse of Alexandria in Egypt that no longer exists. But in our world, it will flourish once again, and I'll probably get Suvi to help me with it. There you can see more of the wall. And yeah, that's basically those two grand projects besides the wall that I'm working on. I also plan on building one other grand project besides those two, called a hippodrome, which is basically a Roman horse racing place. It'll probably replace this mountain here, which will take forever to get rid of. That mountain, trying to get rid of most of that mountain is kind of crazy already. And actually, if we go over here real quick, this is the pit that AK, Ryan, and Badger created. And I will be using it as part of the Colosseum for the fighters to wait underneath the Colosseum until they get until it's their turn to fight. And of course, all fights are paid. What's it called? Kind of like UFC. You pay to fight, as well as get money back from depending on how much of the earnings there are. Also, this is a little panda-like jungle display with one panda so far. Emily, I believe right now, is going to grab the other one. Speaking of Emily, might as well show off her house a little bit. So this is her villagers area. That's where I get some of my quartz from, since they're easy to get from there. Her bees and food. This is our main plaza area. Cattle like this, a horse there, cattle there. Another way to enter the food area. The backside of the totem. The underneath of our tree. It's pretty good. I don't know when the last time I showed it off on screen, if I ever did. But here is the first floor. Another entranceway out because she likes her vines. Then her second floor with another entrance. I think she's building more like little rooms here and there. But yeah, if you keep going up, there's an enchantment room, a guest room, and etc. etc. It's a pretty good build. And let me get down from here. And this video will probably be a long one, also just to let you all know, as this is the episode called The Foundations of Rome. Well, The Foundations of Minecraftia. This is basically Rome, but in Minecraft, but aka Minecraftia. But I always interchange between the two randomly in the videos. This is Suvi's wood shop, which he has already made some business. There's a GNS sign, hasn't changed. I probably will change it up a little bit, add more detail. Here's more people's names, and this is the banned area. Sadly, we've had to ban a couple individuals. I will not say who they are, as the respect for them, since some of them are YouTubers. And this is the Senate building, as I believe I showed off before. But this is where all the governmental stuff happens, both with lawmaking, courts, like basically anyone that's suing somebody comes here, and the consuls and the other senators basically are the judge, jury, and all that. how laws are passed. And this is most likely the place where elections will be taking place, either here or right on the opposite side of that beacon. But yeah, this is my seat currently, as I am one of the first three of the consuls. Suvi's seat is there, and Ham's. The election is actually this weekend. I probably will have a live stream in the next few days that explains more about that. But yeah, it's a beautiful design. I'll probably add more marble, I mean quartz, but it's basically marble, to it to make it more Roman-like. If we go over here, we have just a bunch of pathways and bridges. We have multiple bridges now, so it's easier to navigate. And over here is Loot's house. He hasn't been on recently, but because of his Microsoft stuff, and his doors are getting damaged because of zombies, we try to repair them here and there. But yeah, once his Microsoft account is fixed, he'll be able to rejoin. But over here is the marketplace, which I don't know if you've seen in the videos, but I don't think you all really know. But basically, we have an economy now, and I'll explain that soon in this video, later in this video. But basically, you have to sell goods with diamonds and gold as the economy. I'll explain more. But we got Bucks, what's his name, Sabin, and Kitten's Russian soup shop. Basically, they sell soup and other meats. A little dining area for them. This is AK's shop. It's still under construction. He's selling like stuff from other realms, like the End and the Nether. This is basically the plug, as he calls it. This is Ace's shop, where he sells basically some kinds of food, some kinds of mushrooms, and other things. And let's just say it's fake drugs type stuff. It's a joke. But it's still a cool thing. YouTube, I'm just saying to us it's just a joke and stuff. YouTube, don't somehow show up and just ban my ass. And in the main house of this marketplace is a restaurant owned by Badger, and the Terracotta Cottage, which is owned by me and Suvi, where we sell terracotta. And I'm not going to enter it, but basically we have all the terracotta on both sides. We have a book with all the listings. As for right now, there's a glitch with signs, so we can't really write down much on the sign. Right here in the middle of the entranceway is an ATM for those who need money to buy things. This is a statue of my horse, the first horse of our country, Ghost, named after myself. It sadly died way early in the series due to mysterious circumstances, most likely either that it disappeared because some mobs end up doing that even if you named them. It may have died while off screen somehow, or it could have just escaped and went back to the wild. We'll never know, but it will be forever memorialized right here. And I made it out of diamonds and everything. And of course, no one can steal in the server or in this country, so of course it has yet to be vandalized. Here's a thing for kind of like job listings, applications, or like ads. Basically, this is basically ads for people's shops over here. We might make one over in the main plaza. Of course, my harbor, I might add more to the harbor eventually, but right now it's pretty good. I love it. One of my first builds in the server. It's based off the harbor of Carthage, the first stables of our country, with a couple of horses. I have a bunch near my house, so that's why. And this is Sabin's main house. He has a second house which he might no longer be using, and we may tear down for the supplies that are left there, but this is basically his main house, and it's a pretty good house. If any of you anime fans know what the symbol is, type it down in the comments. But yeah, that right there is a decent looking tower. Ham think we'll probably remodel it because he doesn't seem to like it as much. I think it's fine, but let him be him, I guess. There's little defensive bunkers next to the bank. And yeah, there's the bank. I don't know if this was ever shown on screen, except for the trailer. But basically, this is where people can buy vault storage to store like goods, like diamonds and other resources to keep them safe. And this is also another way the government makes money. Besides all that, I believe I've shown you basically that everything that's new on the server. This is a little design they put here. But basically, I think I've shown you just about everything that's new on the server in terms of buildings. If there's people's houses I haven't shown on screen, that's just because they haven't really made any substantial improvements or haven't been able to get on as much as the others who have been active recently. But many others are joining back, Kerbos, Focode when they can, since this is now a realm. They're able to get on when I'm not on, so the time differences between us are now negated because of that, which is good. So now on to the second part of this video, the more of the governmental side of the video, of the true foundations of our republic. You've seen the physical, the bricks, the things that have been laid down for our country. But two of our most important bills, the first two that were ever created by me, of course, with the approval of both Suvi and Ham and many of the others, is that's the wrong one. Is the Constitution of the Republic of Minecraftia, which goes as followed once I get to the first page. So, the Constitution of the Republic of Minecraftia by Consul Augustus, which is me, Consul Hemulus, which is Ham, Consul Suvean, who is Suvi, the Senate, who is Badger, AK, and many others, and the people, who are basically all them and more. Anyway, all of those who are a part of this glorious republic are created equal with all the same Minecraftian and human rights, including life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, the freedom of speech, the right to vote, and much more. Same as the real-life American Constitution, as many of y'all know. The American Constitution got a lot of decent rights. Page 3. The people decide who represent them in the Senate, and the Senate will decide who will represent the nation. There will always be 3 consuls and at least double the senators, so 6. We try to aim for more, but it just depends. There will always be a standing army in reserves. All bills must have majority vote to be enacted. Consuls who leave office become proconsuls. They have the same power as a senator, as well as the ability to replace a current consul if the consul abuses their power. Page 5. Consuls have the ability to declare war on other nations if majority of the Senate or consuls are in agreement. Those who violate the law will be punished according to the law broken. There can only be 3 proconsuls at a time, which are basically previously, if a consul gets no longer is elected in the next election, they become proconsul, basically. Of course, this constitution will grow as time moves on, just the same as the American Constitution and many other constitutions in other republics / democracies. And of course, it's signed by all of us. So yeah, that was our first major piece of legislation, and I most likely will show as a bonus episode the attempt at us to try to make an actual story version of me revealing the Constitution. And I say as a bonus as some of the audio was kind of messed up, so this is why I'm kind of reintroducing it again. So, the second important piece of legislation we created on that same day. The Bill of Economics by me, Ham, and Suvi, of course. And so, the main currency will be gold and diamonds. Iron is a special currency for those in the government only, so consuls and senators only, as well as proconsuls, I mean. I forgot to add them. But you know what I mean. So, how to earn currency for citizens, soldiers, and senators. Tasks. People can do a variety of tasks from easy, regular, hard, and extreme. easy or errands basically, and you get a small amount of gold and diamonds. Regular tasks are basically labor, like get mining or help building stuff, so they get like 10 gold and 4 diamonds. Hard tasks are like traveling to distant biomes or regions to gather resources like finding jungle wood or packed ice or etc. You get a certain amount of gold and diamonds, a bigger amount. And extreme tasks, which basically means going to either hell, aka the nether, or the end, and gathering either just random resources from either one of those sorts. And I usually definitely pay both citizens and senators to do the extreme task for quartz, as usually I'm spending most of my time building the walls of the city and other things, and the quartz are going to be used for the Colosseum, for the lighthouse, and most likely the hippodrome. So I'm gonna need a lot of those. So I've been getting people to do that. Two, salaries, which we haven't fully started implementing just yet, as we've been trying to keep track of everything so far. We will probably implement them most likely next month to like after the first election, which is in 4 or 5 days for us, I think. But anyway, the senators are supposed to earn 12 iron and 5 diamonds per week, and soldiers earn 12 gold and 5 diamonds per week. And number three is selling goods and services at the markets. So like where the marketplace is, or where Emily's bookshop is. They basically just sell goods and they get money from that way. But the main way the government, our country, actually earns the money is through many other ways. Kind of like how real governments are. By selling land or the marketplace. And at the moment, senators either have to pay 32 iron or gold and 10 diamonds to get land or a marketplace, and for citizens and soldiers 25 gold and 10 diamonds. However, that is up to change, as currently as I'm recording this right now, we are creating a land reform bill which is going to decrease the prices as well as prevent overcrowdingness by basically people have to buy a very specific amount of blocks. Like I think it is 20 by 20, I believe. We'll probably have a whole video, or it will be part of a live stream where we explain it. But it's still in the works. But for right now, that's how land is sold. There's leasing land, which is basically a small charge for land and then weekly charges of high prices, because by that time they should earn a lot of money. Third, one fifth of all earnings from goods and services. So, let's say Emily, who owns the bookshop, gets about 100 diamonds one day. A fifth of that, so I believe 20 diamonds, will go to me. Well, not to me, to the government. I, myself, since I'm in charge of the bank, I'm usually the one that collects it and puts it into the bank. That's why I said usually goes to me, because I have to literally do that process, as Ham focuses on more of the expansion parts of our country as well as Suvi doing the building. So I focus on more of the governmental matters when I'm not building. 4. Buying vault storage. Like I said earlier, very simple. It's just to ensure people have protection of some of their property, and a small gold fee for using the harbor or the railroads. And of course, this bill is only the beginning, and much can change and added to the economy. It could become much more simplistic or more complex. It may already seem complex, but honestly, it's probably the least complex we could have done it. There was a lot of other ideas and such we could have thrown out there, but that is that. And there's a few more laws that I will, a few more pieces of legislation I will show y'all, but that will be after our fake commercial break. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And our commercial break is over, folks. It was a very short one, of course. Well, for y'all. For me, probably about 4 minutes. But yeah, final portion of this video, besides showing the two major pieces of legislation that I showed you guys just a minute ago for me, the Constitution and the Bill of Economics, There are four other bills that are currently been voted and signed by several of the consuls, including me and Suvi and Ham. But I will tell you what they are and tell you potential future bills that are being in the works at the moment. So the first one, the property law. Basically, this law was created because somebody was trying to break the rules of messing with other people with stepping on on their houses and crap. So we made this to basically say, hey, there's already technically a rule about this, but this is to make it like official where well you'll get in trouble. So basically, this is the property law, and it was signed by all three of us consuls. And basically, this law is to protect and enforce property rules to all citizens of the Republic. All property must be respected. One can not enter another's house unless invited or allowed to by the owner. People that do not own the property cannot take anything from the owner without their permission. Theft will result in heavy fees or equal punishment. Vandalism will also result in heavy fees or equal punishment. And that was just a simple law. It's just re-establishing a rule of the server/realm in general. But yeah. The second one, the lawyer bill. And now I mentioned earlier about Teddy Bear Gang or my fancy name of the House of Ursa or whatever, I forgot what it is. But basically it's Ace, Badger, Ryan, I think AK? Well, I think there's the three main ones are those three, and then AK is like the fourth, I think. I'm trying to remember properly. I probably will get shit from Ace, who is in the party, but he's he allowed me to mute him so that he can speak with other people there in the party. But he'll probably give me shit for not remembering who exactly is the main three. But anyway, those are the three main, and then there's side dudes, kind of like a regular gang and shit. Oh, speaking of speaking of Ace, he just texted now. Oh, he said, "Yeah, you got it." Okay, so yeah, but basically they're the only ones to really use the Ewok skin because they wanted to, and I'm like, sure, why not? I'm not gonna use it really. I have my Roman skin because I'm a Roman. But anyway, so this law they put forth as they wanted to be the only ones who were lawyers in the country, and it was like, sure, as long as a few certain things happen. So this is the bill of lawyers, which is signed basically by the three of them, Badger, Ace, and Ryan. But this bill I had to rewrite as the original one was kind of messed up, like certain words are misspelled and crap. But basically, this is the official bill for lawyers in the Republic of Minecraftia. Only the House of Ursa, which is the Latin word for bear, or as they are called, Teddy Bear Gang, as everyone calls them mostly, but I just gave them that fancy name just to be fancy. Anyway, they're the only ones to be lawyers in our country. However, to prevent a monopoly, they must work separately and compete against each other. So basically, they can't work together. Even if they're part of the same technical firm, they have to go against each other. So yeah. And it was signed by me and Ham, who in the original document put that on screen, as you guys can see from the video. I'm not going to say it, but he wrote that originally, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll put it back on the official document again, just for the laughs. But yeah, that's all of that bill. Then there is the warrant bill. And this was to, during a time where we believed someone was stealing on the server, and we needed to, figure out if they had the stolen property. So we created this bill to do so. So basically, the Bill of Warrants by me and Suvi, which was supposed to say Consul Suveyan, but I think my game glitched and it only put Suvi. But this bill is to protect the innocent from unjustified searches of their personal possessions and household. All searches by consuls, senators, and soldiers must have a warrant signed by a consul. So basically, as it says, for consuls they must have a different consul signature. So if I wanted to search somebody's house or their person, I need a warrant, and I'll need Suvi or Ham to either sign it off in person or like I would have to actually text them or call them about it. Basically, punishment for false warrants will depend on each case, but usually it'll be a fee of gold or diamonds, or both. Maybe some prison time if we ever make a true jail, but yeah. And the final one, which is not just a law for our country, but for all other countries that will exist on this realm. As I've mentioned many times in the past, and I'm still trying to do it, is to bring other people into this realm that whether are people that we know, that we are familiar with, that we may not be friends with, but are chill enough to have them on, or maybe even complete strangers or fellow YouTubers, and they can create their own countries, and basically we can have fake some fucking war or something. This is more of a just the rules of it so that no bad shit happens during such events in the future, as this most likely will happen in the future, as right now we're still establishing the realm and making sure everything works out smoothly. Plus, there's also the worry, I also have to worry about how to fully make sure that this fully transfers over to my PlayStation 5 once I get my PlayStation 5. Probably in a fucking year. But yeah. So basically, these are the rules of war signed by me, of course, because I have to. This is my realm. And the other two consoles. Basically, this is the official rulebook of any wars and shit that happen on this world. All countries and factions must follow these rules. 1. All wars must be formally declared. No sneak attacks. No, you can't be like the Japanese in World War II. 2. No destruction of property. We're trying to not have griefing happen during a war, because that's just going to make people pissed. 3. No changing skins to that of the enemy, because that will just cause a lot of fucking confusion. And knowing that most people in Minecraft apparently have the Ewok skin, that could cause chaos. When the war is over, both sides must agree to a peace treaty. And they must. That's how wars end. All peace treaties will have a duration of time to them, probably from days to weeks to hell, probably even months. I don't fucking know. It's not to be taken super serious. I doubt we'll have many wars, probably a few major ones eventually down the road, months from now and shit, but that's just an idea. But yeah, no war can be declared during a peace treaty. Well, no shit. 7. The losing party must pay reparations to the victor. Just make sure the reparations aren't like the French towards the Germans, or we'll have a third world war. Limitation on the use of explosives, mostly for ham, and mostly for ham. No looting of the battlefields. When someone dies, their stuff is supposed to be given back to them. All wars must take place outside of all countries' land. So, like for our country, since we have our walls that border our country, basically, what's it called? They would take place outside, and I think I see Ace like underneath me, fucker. Anyway, back to where I was. But yeah, basically in no man's land, areas that aren't claimed by any country. Each side will be given 10 minutes to prepare for war in no man's land. So basically, wars will happen like in fucking World War I type trenches or some bullshit where we have bases and we prepare for war and shit. And you get time to do it. All sides must eat pumpkin pie before the war starts. This is more of a joke rule because Ham wanted it in, but if you have pumpkin pie, just eat it. It's just gonna be a tradition, I guess. If a nation has allies, they can join the war. If anyone or any nation doesn't follow the rules, they will pay in money or blood, and potentially get fucking kicked later down the road. Maybe. I don't fucking know. It's all the future. This is all things to set up this world for the future, as I want this series and this realm to last for many years. Hopefully. I'm trying to be ambitious with my realms and YouTube career, and as that. So basically, that is all of the current political documents of our country. We have three currently in the works. One about land reform, about how people will buy land and property and shit from now on. A second one is about how the election for consulships will happen and how it will work. I am currently the one writing that one. And the third one will most likely be about senators and how they get elected, because they usually a week less than, they get their election is literally, I think, a week after the consul's election, basically. So yeah, that is the foundations of the Republic of Minecraftia, basically. I've shown you all the physical bricks that we've laid down in our country, all the buildings, all the projects that are being built, basically everything in the world. I try to show you all within this less than an hour video. Hopefully it doesn't get almost to an hour. I've shown you the political side of everything. Basically all the laws that have been made and the ones that are going to be made. But yeah, that is basically the foundations. Our country has been going strong since it began, which technically has started since the new year, basically, because our first election will be in a couple on the 31st. I think it's the 31st. Is there the 31st this January for this year? Yeah, I think so. I sometimes overthink things, but yeah, that's basically everything. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed all that. I certainly did. It's been a hell of a ride, and we're just getting started. This country's just growing. It's becoming stronger and stronger, and I'm looking forward to the future. And also, one other thing real quick before I let go of this video. There is one thing I must say. There was originally several different videos where I showed off the actual, like, how these laws and shit were made and the actual events that led up to them. But many of those videos sadly got corrupted recently, so that's why I had to make this video instead. But yeah, so, oh, there's Ace. He wanted to show me something on video, but I don't know how much time I have left. It could be a bonus clip, or it can be just before I log this recording off. And at the moment I can't really unmute him without messing up the recording, but I think he's trying to show me something. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Alright, so yeah. Ow, fuck. But what better way to truly end this with a leap of faith? Not from there, but from the old classic, from my tower. So, basically, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I certainly did. It was fun to make this. It was really fun to make this. I will try to salvage what bits of the previous recordings and put them into a bonus episode. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I certainly did. Until next time, this is Ghost, signing out.